Sorry about that. I like it.
I think it's cool. What's up, everybody?
Oh, are we live?
I think we are live now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's up, mofos?
Ground Fog, Bless Knives. How y'all doing?
Donnie Bless in the house.
Yeah, I don't get Donnie Bless in the house very often, so I get really happy when I see Donnie Bless.
Shout
Cole,
out to Donnie.
you're here.
He got the notification.
He got the notification.
I figured I'd bring my own snacks this time too.
Awesome. That's always good. I think it would be really tough for me to share my snacks with you. We haven't quite hit that level of technology yet.
No.
Although when everything happened a couple weeks ago with Joyce breaking her leg and Ashley kind of like figuring out what she wanted to do, and I was like, hey, if you want to wait for me to come home, by all means you can do that. I haven't figured out teleportation. It's gonna be about an hour and a half, so you could meet me here. So since then I've been working on teleportation. I don't have it down yet though.
Have you've seen Spaceballs, right?
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite teleporting scene.
We watched that. One of the old store managers that I worked for in Tucson. It was like one of his last days. We ended up watching Spaceballs. Just to like we had like a store night. We shut everything down an hour early. Everyone came in. We had like 2 Nintendo Switches and we played like some Mario Kart games and stuff. And then we bought a bunch of pizza for everyone and soda pop. And then the team was all there and we just watched Spaceballs. And I will say, watching Spaceballs with a bunch of like 19 to 25-year-olds, and then there was like an age gap, and then it was like 45 to 60-year-olds. The 45 to 60-year-olds were like belly aching, and the 19 to 25-year-olds were laughing, but they were like, is this politically correct? Am I allowed to laugh at this? So it was interesting.
It's one of the silliest movies, and silly comedy is my kind of comedy. Mel Brooks is just, I love all the Mel Brooks flicks.
Yeah, me too.
Bless it. Man, we ain't found shit.
But
Oh,
we missed a couple. I stopped at Cole, and then a bunch of people showed up. What's up, Joseph S? How you doing? Palmer, nice to see you 2 nights in a row. Thank you very much for swinging by. Todd Carr, Snackaholics Unite. That's right. Oreo Dave, what's up?
What was Second Supper?
What was Second Supper? That's a good question. What's up, Knife Nut? Todd Carr, Oreo Dave.
Oreo Dave, what's going on?
I got just a classic peach rings tonight.
I didn't, you got something, your snack got delivered to you last night. I don't think I made it up long enough. Oh, no, that's right, you got a Blizzard.
It was just Blizzard, yeah. They had buy one, get one free. And so my brother-in-law ordered one for him and his wife. I ordered one for me and my wife, and he went and picked all 4 of them up for us.
Do they live close by, or are they just upstairs?
They're in our 4th bedroom right now.
Oh, okay.
So my sister-in-law does childcare for us, which is a huge blessing. Yeah. It was more so we were like, hey, do you want to move up here and live with us? Because we need someone to watch our kid while we go to work. And they're both younger, and they wanted to kind of explore before they before they like made roots and planted. And so this gives them a really good opportunity to like all the camp. They're really big outdoorsy people. So like all the camping around here and stuff. And Ashley works Monday through Thursday. So this gives them Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every weekend to just go out and explore and only be like 25 minutes to an hour away from really cool stuff.
Yeah, man, that really is. Yeah, I know probably talk about it way too much, but this specific area, you can go an hour in each direction and have the most amazing stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You get to the sound, you get into the mountains, more sound. Head over east to the other part. You know, that's just why I love this specific area of the state, man.
Yeah. It's
Where you at? What number? Oh, I guess I didn't actually say Washington State.
there you go.
I gotta be knocking on 4. I gotta be knocking on 4K.
It's gotta be pretty close. What's up, Jay? Thanks for swinging by just before you go to bed. Appreciate the support coming in and just saying hi. It's always good to see everyone in the community. Angelo, how you doing? Demonoc, what is up? Crispy, how you doing? $88 away, 39-12.
39-12.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Knife Nut, how you doing?
That's
I was
get those numbers up, those rookie numbers.
I was lurking on you and Joe and Maddie and Sharif earlier while we were doing dinner and stuff. And I know we talk about Joe a lot and how talented he is. I think also he's underrated as a guest. Like when he comes on, he's so polite. He's great, but when he speaks up, he has something to say. It's not like he's over speaking. He's not shy or anything. But I think Joe is probably one of the greatest guests that you could have on, especially in a big group like that. I would love to and I learn more about him every time I see one. I would love to have someone do like if Joe would ever be down for it, like an interview, like tell me about who you are.
And he's getting more and more comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to put a link in the chat. If you guys have not seen the if you're not subscribed to Nox Knife Mods, highly recommend it. But they do a more podcast style. I'm gonna put join the chat. Oh, I gotta connect. They do a.
Is that the two guys with like the hats?
Yeah. And they're local to him in Knoxville. Up in the a link to the interview that they did with him. And I mean, I've known Joe for going on 3 years, and I'd say talk to him more than most people. And every time he's on, I still learn a little bit, something new from him. So, yeah, he's just a fascinating dude. He's probably lurking now too.
He might be. What's up, Steve Claire?
He's definitely. Why did it say? I must have logged into the wrong account.
I was gonna say, I
think I logged into my personal account. But yeah, Joe is a fascinating dude. What's up, Steve Claire?
Yeah, work snack balance 2 nights in a row. How you doing, Steve Claire? We got Oreo, or not Oreo. I saw Oreo Dave pop up. We've got peach rings tonight for our snack. Just a classic. And I'm not gonna finish this whole thing. I probably will, but I shouldn't finish the whole thing. So, hey, what's up, Kathleen?
Yeah, I gotta put these away. This is one of my go-to no carb snacks.
I almost did a healthy snack tonight, and then I saw these when we were in Safeway earlier, and I was like, that's way better.
Yeah,
just in time for peach rings. Yes, Mind of Milton. How you doing? Also, yeah, no, I saw their videos, and I started watching some of them, and like, honesty, once I started getting through this, like, I've been doing my channel for about a year now, and it's slowly been evolving in, like, I went back like a couple weeks ago and watched my very first video I ever posted, and I was like, man, I thought that was so cool. I was like, that was the best. That was awesome. And now I'm like looking at the videos. Like, just yesterday or 2 days ago, I posted a new video with a new intro. So I've got like a little intro thing with my logo like getting drawn on and all this cool stuff, and then like some music behind it, and then it goes in, and so I'm slowly elevating the production value of what I'm doing here and investing little by little over time. But like, as I'm evolving this, like, that is one piece that I would love to get into, is like sitting down like this, either if you can in person across the table from someone, because I've got family members who've done like video production and stuff like that, and so I've been able to get stuff from them to help make this a little bit easier. And like, to do like a let me interview you, I would love to do something like that, like a podcast style, not all the time, but like, hey, once a month we're gonna hold on a small maker, or we're gonna do this, and either through StreamYard do a like, hey, we're gonna either do it live or pre-recorded and then put it out there, or in person, like we're gonna do something, because I think that's a really cool way to hit the community.
Yeah, they're fun, honestly, to do them pre-recorded, because you can have just a one-on-one conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The chat is, I mean, look, the chat is its own thing, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, I mean, you don't want to ignore the chat if you're a good host, but then it also breaks up the conversation somewhat too, you know. And it is cool to have, have the chat be asking questions and stuff too. But then, you can have it's a totally different conversation. I forget what Big Red calls his series. I did his once a while ago, and then I did Everyday City Carry with Ray a while back. And it's fun to just, do the interview style.
And I think that would be, it's just something a little bit different. You don't have to talk about knives. You can get to know the people in the community for people rather than the knives they carry and they're into, which is kind of cool. But what's up, Crispy? Pork rinds tonight. Pork rinds. I saw that, and I was, I'm on the pork rinds tonight. I've never been a pork rind fan. I've gone through phases. Where it's like I'll eat them for like 2 weeks, and then I won't eat them for like 10 years. But Oreo peach rings do sound gross. They're just normal peach rings.
Not all
how
you doing? Created equal either.
What was that?
That not all pork rinds are created equal either.
I think that's where I went wrong. Is I had some very cheap ones that were not good, and I was like, "This is not good. I'm never eating these again."
There is, I think Winco is the only place I've found them around here. They're called, I think, Guerreros.
Mm-hmm.
And it's expensive. It's a smaller bag that's more expensive, but they are the crunchiest thing you can ever make or ever eat. Like, the crunchiest of all crunchy things.
That's awesome.
And they also make like so I try to be as low carb as possible. And bread obviously is my downfall. I love me some bread. I have found, though, that using pork rinds as breading is pretty good too.
That does sound good.
So
what's up, Demonock? 50-mile-an-hour winds. I'm starting to see that there's more and more people in the community that are getting affected by these crazy stores. Level on up. I think I said hello, but I want to say it one more time in case I missed it there. Hopefully all y'all are staying safe because last night we had some crazy thunder, but that was it. There was nothing too insane other than the thunderstorm that went on, but I'm seeing like 50 to 80 mile an hour winds places, 150-foot trees falling down. Like there's some craziness going on.
I told Maddie when we were in Cue Ball and Nuz, when we were driving into or from Arizona through the south and towards Oklahoma, the thunder and lightning storms that we encountered as we got closer. Growing up here, my entire life, you do not see lightning like that up here. Like we get the, it'll light up the sky, but like we don't see like crazy lightning bolts and stuff. And
so I told Maddie last night.
I had never seen that before, and it was like blowing my mind. Like, what? I'm seeing real lightning bolts.
I told Maddie last night the same thing, and I was like, the year that I lived in Tucson, this time of year when those storms happened, you'd look up and it was literally like gods on Olympus were fighting because you saw thunderbolts just going everywhere and lightning just going around. It was insane because you could see these streams, and then you could see like it's almost as if someone was turning a light switch on and off because it would just be super bright from all the lightning and then dark and then super bright again and then dark, and it was crazy because you don't see that at all up here. So.
No. And I also heard you talking about, the rain. Yeah, people said, it does rain quite a bit up here, but the type of rain that we get, unless you're living out on the peninsula, it's different. But I don't own an umbrella. I don't own a rain jacket.
I've told people so many times, they're like, I was like, I walk around with a hat now. Like I wear a hat, and that's pretty much it. Like I don't put heavy rain jackets on all the time or anything.
You don't. Everywhere else gets way crazier rain than we do. It's gray. People mistake the gray for raining all the time. It's gray.
Yeah.
But literally haven't owned or used an umbrella since grade school.
Yeah. It's kind of insane to think about that. But yeah, I mean, it's also deceiving because if you look at like the weather reports, it'll be like rains 260 days out of 365 days a year. And then you question like, well, what is that rain? Because 220 of the 260 days is that light sprinkle mist that comes down for 10 hours of the day. And that's it. It's just that light sprinkle mist for 10 hours. And if you were to stand outside perfectly still for the 10 hours, yes, you'd be drenched because you have a constant water coming down on you. But if you're just walking around, there's nothing. No. Night's Edge, what's up? Thanks for dropping by to say hi.
All right, so the question is, how do I since I connected my performance in the desert? Oh yeah, I'll bet. How do I disconnect the comments from this account and sign back in?
You might have to disconnect and then come back.
All right, I'm going to disconnect and come right back.
All right. I'm going to try and do something real quick while he does that. Nothing really that cool. But maybe I won't be able to, actually. Maybe I will. Nope, maybe I won't. I'm trying to do something. Move. At this stage.
No. Oh, well. Oh. Donnie blesses the rain down in Africa.
I was trying to do something while you were gone and I wasn't able to figure it out.
I was gone. on for like 3 seconds.
I know. I thought I could be fast and figure it out. I was not fast. Didn't figure it out. Apparently, literally everyone is doing streams today. Yes, Knives, I guess. I think everyone is doing streams today. I noticed that, which is why I wasn't originally going to go live tonight and why I went live last night. But then last night, Sharif and Maddie were very much like, go live again tomorrow. Do it. Just do it. And I was like, all right. So I stuck with it. But yeah, I noticed that Kaiser was going live and they went live earlier and gave away a bunch of knives. And then Roll Shambo went live and did his 7,000 subscriber giveaway. And Maddie went live, which had Sharif and you on it with Joe and a couple people. And there were a ton of lives today. So pretty much anytime I opened my phone, it was like one or two going on at each time. And so I will say I only listened to 3 lives today. I listened to Maddie's, I listened to Rolls, and I listened to Kaiser's. So, but I saw many of others. What's up, Maddie? There he is. There's Mattisfaction right there. The instigator himself. Do it.
Transparent is live too. Oh, I always forget about. He only does Instagram though, right?
Transparent is live too. Huh.
Transparent Live, doesn't he just do Instagram? Or does he do YouTube too?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
I don't know.
Is it just Transparent Knives? On Instagram or on YouTube?
That I don't know. I don't know about Instagram. Or I only know about Instagram. I know he's Transparent Knives on Instagram.
Yes, Transparent is live right now, doing lives as well too. He's looking at different types of looks like wood, different types of wood to put on lives right now. That's someone who I very much envy the knowledge that person has about knives. There are some people in the community that they just know so much. It blows my mind to think that like there's that much knowledge still out there, which is crazy.
Yeah, I've not seen too much from him.
I think a lot of the stuff he's done has been like in chats, and I see him commenting in chats and like very educated about knives and talking about how a lot of different stuff, and I've learned things just lurking in chats and listening to him and stuff. So
where he lost me, I think I too much into it. He did some cornball rap about something. Like he recorded him doing like rapping to something. I was like, all right, man, that was a little too corny for me.
Palmer, you don't have to be sorry. You can bounce back and forth all you want.
Crispy. Costco's been out of those. I forget the brand. They always rotate the different flavors of that brand or brand, and they haven't had them for a while. And I've had those lemon chili ones. They do a jalapeno one that's really good too.
Mm-hmm. Jalapenos are delicious.
My favorite chip is the jalapeno Tim's Cascades.
I really like Tim's Cascade. I've been doing the baked Lays recently because they are a little bit more crunchy, but they're not quite as like if I eat Tim's Cascade chips a couple days in a row, I feel like the top of my mouth is just bleeding because they're so thick and crunchy.
I love the crunch.
Yeah, so I've
love
given myself a
crunch.
break from those. I'm gonna try and send Cole a link real quick because last time I was on here, I told Cole that I could find him, but I'm gotta get the link and then get on Instagram, and send it to Cole.
Do you want me? I can just forward it to him. No?
I've got it right here. I found him on Instagram.
Fine, do it your damn self.
I just feel special, because then I get to talk with somebody. But Cole, if you want and you're still lurking, I sent you the link in Instagram. You could follow and jump up here. It's your kind of like prize for being here at the beginning. Like you made the beginning of the live, and so we're very happy that you did that. And so we're just sending that over to you.
Security. This is nice and chill music.
It's one that I found that didn't end in about an hour and a half, so it stayed going, which was good. Because some of them do have time limits on them.
Yeah.
No.
Here we go. Here we go. Found it. Disconnect StreamYard.
You figured out how to do it?
I did. You have to go into your Google account to do it, not StreamYard.
Oh, that kind of makes sense because you give StreamYard access to Google.
Yeah.
Brian knows his stuff 100% very entertaining. A stack of 3 or 4 grilled cheese.
Say what?
I will say this is a absolutely. I'm pretty sure this is called the Elvis Presley grilled cheese and fried PB&J. So you do. I think it's grilled cheese. 2 grilled cheese are like the buns between a PB&J sandwich. I think it's called an Elvis Presley, and I could be wrong on that.
I thought he threw some bananas in there too.
I think that it's the grilled cheese with then the peanut butter and jelly and banana slices. Yeah, but I think that's what the Elvis Presley is. It's something like that. No, okay, so that's not the Elvis Presley. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. No, with a banana. Sorry, take the banana out. So it's a Donnie Bless without the banana. It's a Donnie Bless without the banana. Oh, so just fried PB&J. So you're saying no to the what is up, Cole? How you doing?
Yes.
As far as prizes go, I prefer cash.
Oh, what's up, Cole?
How's it going, folks?
Now you can't talk and you can't even eat sandwiches, so you don't know anything.
It causes him pain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, freaking Maddie. The Donnie Bless is a
Fried
fried
peanut butter and banana, no jelly. Ah, I got it. Thank you, Midnight.
No jelly with. You gotta have jelly with peanut butter.
Yeah, I like this. I think I'm gonna make this a Donnie Bless. It's a fried chalky chip sandwich.
What you got there, Cole?
Try it. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
Nice.
This Rough Rider.
Is that a
pretty nice.
spade?
Yeah.
Is that what they call that? A spade?
They call it a cotton sampler.
Oh, right. The cotton sampler.
It's a reverse Tonto with a big belly.
You're a reverse Tonto with a big belly. You like that? You like how I turned that around on you?
I did. There it is.
You're hysterical. Okay. I gotta figure this out.
I'll do it quickly. We are live.
We are live, damn it.
I live in the Waffle House, capital of the world. What is the Waffle House capital of the world?
Like
Mhm.
anywhere near a trailer park?
We went to the one
Georgia.
in. Yeah, we went to the one
That's what I
in
was thinking, Palmer, Atlanta. But
right down the street from Blade Show, and that was my first time. And man, I was not. I thought I wouldn't be getting a better food. Like their food was just like it was just super generic. Like I was stoked to finally have smothered and covered hash browns. And I'm like, it's just a piece of American cheese with a small smattering of onions.
They basically buy from the same wholesaler as Walmart for their cheapest products and throw them together.
I
Man,
think
they're-
we went, and I actually had some pretty good food when we went to a Waffle House, but I was like 17, 16, so I thought everything was delicious at that time. And I was like, oh man, all food is amazing and it's so good. And then we went back on our road trip. We went by a Waffle House and a Cracker Barrel, and both of them, me and my wife went in and were like, yeah, I mean, we've done it. I don't know if we'll go back.
Did you smoke a lot more, or as you
I've
age,
still
your
never
taste
eaten at a
buds
Waffle
just die?
Just died. I found these really cool trading cards. They're not really trading cards. I have a stack of cards, and they are DC comic heroes. Like it's like I got Batman, and then I got Superman, and it's the whole Justice League. You got the Flash, you got Green Lantern, Aquaman, you got Cyborg, you got Wonder Woman. You go through and I got duplicates of them, but then you've got like the villain bonus card. You get all the villains and everything. I played at Seaside. I played that stupid little pizza arcade game like maybe 7 years ago. And they had an arcade where you put a quarter or you put one of those little tokens in, and then it would push these cards out. And I wanted to collect an entire like set. And I got so many duplicates before I got the set. And then I finally got the set, and my wife kind of totaled it up. And I spent maybe $600 on this set of cards right here.
Good.
Also, I can
Lord.
trade them in. To get 10,000 tickets to buy a Nerf gun that I could have gone to Walmart and bought for $20.
Yeah.
So when's the divorce?
Yeah, we're still together. No. We're still
Stevie got pissed at you. He said, "You fucking did what?
Yeah.
I'm not
Stevie-
associating with you anymore."
He was just angry about that decision, so he left. But I still have a full set. I still have all the heroes, so that's a
Well,
good thing.
I still have a full set too, but it was close. Almost lost Lefty.
He goes live every Friday, I think. So
No, I have my overly priced dork cards too. I have my whole Magic set.
I had a full on like box of a box that was good, like 12-inch high, 9-inch wide by about 22-inch width, full of Magic the Gathering cards that I'd had since like 7th grade through high school. And I had like the
What's this had business?
well, I got rid of them.
You bitch.
I know. So I took them to a card shop though, and I was like, hey, how much money could I get for these? And I had some really nice cards in there that I ended up walking out of that shop with like $1,000. And I was like, no way. And I mean, it was a lot of cards, but still,
You
I
got
had
ripped.
a lot of them. I probably did, but I had some really, really good one. You still have Pogs knives, I guess? Dang, those are worth nothing.
Yeah. They're little pieces of fucking like compressed paper. It's,
Yeah, I am so sorry. I mean, they're cool. They probably
They're
have
not.
sentimental value.
Pogs were never cool. The slammers were kind of cool if they were big metal ones,
Mhm,
but that's only because they're metal.
mhm.
Like big pieces of metal are kind of cool.
Yeah, the slammers were basically challenge coins for kids,
Mm,
and that's why we loved them. They were cool.
the only reason to have the Pogs is so you can use them to try and win more slammers.
Yeah.
Stevie really did just get pissed and leave.
No, he said he's got wonky internet. He's rebooting. Be back soon. I was gonna see if you guys wanted to see if I win my scratcher.
Absolutely. Let's show straight up gambling on YouTube and see what happens.
I'm pretty sure
You
get
can't
banned
even
for
say
that.
the word raffle if you're doing one. You
Nope.
have to make up funny shit.
Yep. I'm pretty sure you get banned from YouTube if you do that. That's why
You'll have to do it, on the desk outside of the frame,
and
and
then
just give a
show.
thumbs up or down.
Yeah. Hey, I did this. Why would you eat the whole box of moldy raisins? Like, especially after you knew they were moldy. Wouldn't you stop? You just kept going? That's worse than the gas station bacon I ate. And I didn't even eat it. I just licked it because I knew it was going to be bad. And it didn't taste like real bacon. That's ridiculous.
Like, when you say anything gas station and then food, it's over. Like,
Yeah.
if you named the gas station, it might even sound appetizing. Like, if you say QT breakfast pizza, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. But if you say gas station breakfast pizza, that's generic. That means it's just fucking cardboard dust covered in bullshit. And probably old.
Yeah, the worst part about it is it wasn't really just bacon. It was bacon that was on the ground at the gas station pump, like laying on the ground. And so it was really bad. But I want to say the moldy raisins are worse. It was dark. I found out when I started the second box and light hit them. I thought they tasted weird. But meh. So you found out when you started the second box. I also want to know what they look like. Moldy raisins, because if they were
They look like little dried grapes,
Yeah, but
that
moldy
have mold
bacons,
on them.
wouldn't they be fuzzy? So like as you're putting them in your mouth, you can feel the fuzziness. This one's all on you, Maddie. This one is all on Maddie.
How old do raisins have to be before they go moldy?
That's what I was saying.
It
Also, do
depends
not
what you
feel
did
the
with
fuzz?
them. Like if you get some weird bacteria on them, the mold will grow.
I said it was worse than my gas station bacon, which I didn't eat. I just licked. It was bad.
Gas station bacon.
Yeah. It was
I'm
bad.
imagining it was called like Corner Mart or something super generic that you walk in and it's like the old style wall panels that are made of that popcorn crap.
I think it was
And
called,
the bathroom that you absolutely last resort only use if you're about to die,
because you'll probably
like that
die when
kind
you
of
go in
gas
there.
station.
I think it was called like Superstar Gas Station.
And that Chevron out past you a little ways, they got that bacon wrap kielbasa, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
See, he said Chevron. There was a named gas station there. It made that whole sentence acceptable.
But I don't think you can put the name on it because the bacon was found like at the pump on the ground. So it's one of the things where it's like I don't want to give bad credit to the gas station if they've got great bacon, because this bacon had no affiliation with the gas station. It was just found on the ground at the
Well, now
pump.
you're just mislabeling it. It's not gas station bacon. It's fucking parking lot bacon.
No. It was on the little island. It was on the little island ledge. It was not in the parking lot yet.
That
outbound
island
ledge.
ledge is where?
It's at the pump, so we can call it gas pump bacon.
We're gonna call it fucking dirty outside bacon. Fucking found bacon.
We can call it wild caught bacon.
Call it urban foraging bacon.
Work knife bacon.
Work knife bacon. We could call it work knife bacon. I don't think anyone else is gonna eat bacon like that. Free range bacon. That's what it is.
Feral bacon.
Yeah.
Oh. Wild caught bacon was my nickname in high school.
What's up, Twang Thang? I told my wife not to buy generic blueberry muffins again because it tasted funky. She said they weren't blueberry. We took Joyce into gas pump bacon with my stripper for 2 years.
Wild caught bacon.
We took Joyce to Children's to do a follow-up for her broken leg today. She's got to keep the boot on for another 2 weeks, but we got there. And like, this is the difference between me and my wife. We got there and they were like, hey, we're not going to have to do x-rays today. And I was like, oh, awesome, sweet. I'm going to save some money. That's not too expensive. And my wife's first thought was like, oh, okay, like, I guess it's healing better and we should be fine. And then they were like, since she's kind of a little anxious around all the other kids and stuff, we're going to put you in your own private room. And my wife was like, oh, that's really awesome. I'm glad that like we're going to be able to get good care. And my first thought was, how much is that going to cost me? Because I'll deal with the screaming baby.
Yeah, oh fuck no. Bullshit. Private rooms are expensive. You give me that 8 to a bed room.
I'll deal with the screaming.
You give me that Willy Wonka grandparents' bedroom.
Yes.
You know.
Cole's Grandpa Joe.
I like the spoon.
um, yeah, children's is you get great care, but yes, they definitely are a little spendy.
Mm-hmm. Grandpa Joe is a POS.
Demon Hawk, yes, we will feel each other's presence.
Steve and I will be about 100 yards from each other tomorrow. No closer.
Definitely, yeah.
No closer. You have to stay 100 yards away. Can't get too much. Can't get too close. We don't know what'll happen.
What's your name? Ezekiel. What's your name? Tony. You, Tony?
You tell.
Hey, you see that fire over there? Oh, that's a classic.
Still one of my favorites is when that kid gets smacked upside the head. It's like, oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done that.
You got one of Joe's trays last night, I hear.
Yeah, I got it right
Are you
here.
digging it?
Got it right here. I love it. I still have the blue one. I haven't resituated, so this one's gonna go on my nightstand. I haven't resituated things yet, though, but I have the blue one, and it's got the bar up top here and the circle, and then big. And so I've got the blue one on my nightstand right now, and I think I'm gonna bring that one down here or take it to work and put it on my, like, I've got a little empty spot on my desk where I just kind of throw stuff, and so I might take it there because I have to have a work cell phone that, like, all the internal phones at our work will call. So when I'm at work, I have to carry that one. So I end up never carrying my actual cell phone. So it just sits there, and so I might take this. And what I think I'm going to try and do, which if Joe's watching, I apologize, and don't get mad at me. What I think I'm going to try and do with this one is I'm going to try and cut this circular spot out, and I'm going to put a wireless charger right there.
Ah, there you go.
And then just drill through the backside right here, so the cord comes through the back and the wireless charger sits in, and then it'll sit right on the edge, so then I can drop, like, my headphones there and stuff like that and everything. But I didn't want to.
Joe's not going to be mad.
Yeah, well, and that's why I got this one too, because I didn't want to mess with any of these because they look really nice, they're cool, and this one had just the circle, which was kind of like a perfect size to take out, and I was like, but before I do any cutting, I'm gonna make sure I can measure it all, it looks good and stuff like that.
And get one of those circular drill bits.
Yeah,
I was just going to say what Donnie said, a hole saw.
mm-hmm.
That's a good idea, though, man.
Yeah, I think it might be a nice little addition to my, and then I can spread the gospel good news of Lancelot Leather at work. People come in, what's that? That's Lancelot Leather, EDC Roundtable.
Well, I've never seen any of your handiwork, but I'm imagining the fucking thing cracked and taped and fucking the wire just like sticking up, bent, pinched in the crack.
I mean, you're not far off.
Now, if you get like a good sharp hole saw and you go slow, shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, just get really fine bitting.
Don't use the whole saw. Just use half of it.
That was inevitably someone was going to say that.
I really like that one.
Todd, they are now 3D printed. They're molded.
Yeah. JB Weld absolves many things.
That's the Neptune,
That
right?
is for truth.
Right, Cole? That's the Neptune?
Yeah.
Maddie, what's wrong with the word molded?
Reminds him of raisins.
Mm-hmm.
Moldus faction.
Molded faction. I got a new knife today too, but it's a MBK knife,
Yeah.
Monterey Bay,
hmm
and there will be a video on it, but it's not very good.
No.
No,
Huh.
there are things about it that I'm just like I don't know how this passed their QC. I got it from REC, and it came like full through, and the knife in itself is fantastic. Like it's centered, everything's good about it except for the fact that like it fails every single flick and like the detent isn't pushing it out, and the detent is so like weak, it doesn't hold the blade in at all. Like I can just whip it out like 4 or 5 different angles, like down, over, out, just barely like shaking it, and the blade will whip itself out. And I was like, man, that is not good at all. I was very surprised because usually, like if I'm holding a knife like this, I can't
Right.
whip it out. But with this one, I got it, and I'm able to just kind of snap barely, and it just whips right out. And so I don't know if that was their intent, but usually that's not what knife makers intend for their knives.
No.
So
I mean, I'm willing to bet if you hit up Sanford, Owen, he'll make it right.
yeah.
I don't know. Some people like to be able to just like whip it out at a moment's notice.
I could imagine some people do, but yeah.
I was talking about a wiener, but
Yeah, I figured. Figured as much.
You look like the type, Cole. You look like the type definitely that would have a long what are those called? A trench coat.
too lazy. Pajama pants are easy. They're stretchy. And
They're cheaper than a trench coat.
plus, I live in Arizona. You don't fucking wear coats.
Yeah, that's true. I will say, some of the things I saw when I was in Tucson, I was very surprised. I was like walking around and I'm like, oh, that's
Well-
happening right there.
Yeah, meth and prostitution. That's
Everywhere.
Tucson.
Yep.
Tucson's like you took
Moldy
a
dusters.
dirty area of Phoenix and distilled it.
We used to watch
Ooh, the whippersnapper.
we used to watch a show called The Good Place. And
I
the
love
main
that
char-
show.
Same here. Main character is from Arizona. She calls herself an Arizona trash bag. And as we were walking around, me and my wife would be like, that's what she was talking about. That person.
That's
right
exactly what she was talking about.
there." Exactly.
Like every meme from that is basically saying she was from Tucson, not Phoenix. Well, I mean, there's parts of Phoenix, but what she was saying, that sounded very Tucson.
Mhm.
Tucson's the Florida of Arizona.
The Tucson. Hilarious. Still can't figure out how to disconnect this.
Did it not work?
No.
Unplug it.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
I knew
I
this.
was in IT. I know this shit.
I knew this old guy who was on in hospice care, and he was in IT forever, and he had a shirt that said, "If my monitor stops beeping, just unplug me and plug me back in and see if it works." I just thought it was hilarious. And I was like, that's a really funny shirt for an old dude in IT. How do you like the whippersnapper? It's fantastic. Action's really great. It's comfy. No sharp edges anywhere. Clip is kind of ugly to me, but otherwise I really enjoy it. The whippersnapper.
Cool dude too. Olamic's cool company.
Yeah.
Nuz liked Olamic so much he bought like 4 of them at Blade Show.
Dang.
Yeah, that's what we said. They just.
I mean, it's no $600 for a Nerf gun, but
It's a choice I stand by, okay? It's about the experience. And
I've experienced a Nerf gun.
I ended up earning enough points to get 2 Nerf guns. Thank you very much.
I used to have Nerf wars at my office. It was pretty awesome. We
We didn't have
modded
Nerf
them
wars
and
in my
shit.
office. But we used to have Nerf guns that we would take around. Stevie's now competing with Javon for on-screen time.
That is not possible.
Donnie, if only.
That is not
somebody
possible.
could make a move.
I'm a 2 a week guy.
I've been messing. So were you up enough last night to see the knife that Sharif helped me with?
That's I think where I started to fade. Okay, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So he sent it to me today, but I gave him my initial drawing, and then he helped me get this kind of fleshed out and helped me with some of the lines and edges on it and stuff like that. But overall, the concept looks very similar to what we had. Took some of his pointers on some of like the handle shape and stuff like that and everything, and I really liked it. I think what I'm going to do next is I kind of did a different version and drew it up with where I want like little things of like, hey, continue the swedge to here, jimping in this area. This is the stop pin, backspacer, reverse side lock bar and stuff like that. Everything. I think I'm going to now kind of work with Loot and see if Loot can get me a CAD drawing of it.
Nice.
And then
What up,
I think
Winchester?
that might be one I send in. This is far less out there than some of the other knives that I've designed. Not that the ones I've designed have been out there, but I think this, with Sharif's help, I think this kind of brings more of that. I'm hoping something like this will get picked up. And so
I would say that it's a familiar, unique design.
mhm.
It's definitely now see something like the Rango.
Mhm.
I am drawn to the less traditional blade shapes these days,
Mhm.
but I also understand that a lot of people aren't.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. No, I think this will be it's much more familiar in like the handle and the blade shape. You've got some things that are a little more unique, like the little thumb ramp in this area, as well as some of the angulars to it, but it is going to, I think it's going to appeal to a lot more people. And I think a company would look at it and be like, we can make that and sell it. Which will be nice. But yeah, that one
Yes.
is that one is the ESK. ESK.
okay,
the kind of wackier shapes, they're a bit tougher to sell.
They
I've
are.
been running into that wall a lot.
Mhm. They're a bit tougher to sell, and then they're because not as many people are going to buy them, you make less of them, which makes them more expensive because the minimum order is going to be down on getting them made. So then they're harder to sell and they're more expensive, and it just double whammies you on that, which is tough. But
Yeah.
I was thinking that dude who for like, what is it, $1,500 or $2,000, he'll make you your own custom knife, full custom.
RMR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting kind of like the CAD work set up, or reaching out to him and just being like, hey, I want this knife made.
I think that's what he's willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, hey, send me your drawing and I'll make it.
Mm-hmm. Which that would be
If
cool.
my latest one doesn't get picked up, I was thinking about trying to get a prototype done, because there's some companies I can't even approach without having a prototype.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Bless knives. 2K, I'll make whatever I possibly can for that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm sure that's an option too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think there's some companies that'll just kind of make it. They make it tough because they want you to have everything figured out before you bring it to them, and then they're just going to produce it. And then in my mind, I'm like, well, if I'm putting it all together with the prototype and everything and bringing it to you, why don't I just make it myself? Like, if I've got to go that far, I should make it myself. But I know that, like, you can get prototypes made for, like, my Rengos. We had 12 prototypes of the Rengo made, and it was about $100 a knife because it was $1,200 for all 12. And then there are other companies. Nobody passed away. Who picked this music? It was just the cheap music I could find, edgy.
I don't get funeral music from this at all. It's nice and chill.
Sounds a little jovial for that.
I know there's some companies you can make a prototype for like $250 to $500, but you only get one knife.
Right.
And then the money goes to, not doing that. Not that music. And then the money goes to if you end up making a knife with them through production, that goes towards your production cost, which is nice.
Yeah. I forgot that you had that many Rengos made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy to have that many, and I
mean, that's half of a fucking Nerf gun. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's where, like, I was pretty invested in the Rengo, and still am. It's just moving across the country twice in a year and a half takes a lot of funds as well.
Right.
And so it's something where, like, we had prepared to do this and move forward, and we did not prepare for some of the job advancements that I got in that time span. And so I will say, out of everyone who has, like, seen the Rengo and been able to hold it or just, like, looked at it, Goondocks has been by far and far my biggest supporter. Like, we'll reach out and, like, hey, is it still coming? Would love to see this. He was, like, one of the first to back everything. And then, like, we'll comment on stuff like, this is so great. Can't wait for the Rengo to drop. Looking forward to seeing it soon, buddy. And, like, everything, like, there's been moments where, like, a couple months ago, I was like, I'm probably just going to forget about this knife. And then, like, that day, Goondocks commented on one of my things, like, this is awesome. Would love to see your Rengo soon. And it was like, cool, awesome. Someone else remembers that knife, which is really, really cool.
Shout out Goondocks.
Mm-hmm.
You played Queen and Star Trek at your pops' funeral. When my ex-girlfriend's aunt passed away, it was like a horrible, sad. She passed away slowly over time from cancer. But her and her two sisters had a very morbid sense of humor, and they waited for everyone, like a very somber moment at her funeral. Like literally everyone's like sobbing, and you can, hear people sniffling, and her sister from the back of the room queued up Another One Bites the Dust. And everyone was mortified except for the two remaining sisters, who were just literally, they didn't care about anyone else in the room. It was just them, just knowing how hysterical that was to the three of them, which ended up lightening the mood, but it was hilarious, man.
That's awesome.
They didn't tell anybody about it. They didn't tell. It was just the three of them that knew about it, and was literally, everyone was like, "What the hell?" And then when you heard them dying of laughter, it was awesome. Wild Horses was popular at funerals. Was it really? It puts the lotion in the casket.
Puts the lotion. He puts the lotion on the skin. Oh man,
Dad, I can't remember the name of the band, but someone did a song and a whole like music video from clips from the movie. I think it was like the green something. I don't remember, but it's it puts the lotion in the basket, and it was one of the catchiest fucking things I ever heard, and it was like stuck in my head for a couple of years, and like just randomly it would pop into my head. So I'm walking around singing, about someone being trapped in a well, and
you want to know?
Feel like a psychopath.
We can play. That reminded me of just being stuck in your head. Another round of what's been stuck in my head over the last couple days. I'll just tell you, it's been a mashup of Growing Pains and DuckTales.
Growing Pains and DuckTales.
I wake up and I'm like, life is like a hurricane. Show me that smile. I don't know why. I don't know what inspired that, but just randomly, I've had that mashup in my head.
I occasionally get the Darkwing Duck theme popping up out of nowhere.
That was such a good show.
Absolutely. That and Freakazoid.
Freakazoid was one of my favorites.
Freakazoid was good. Shut up, Maddie.
What's that dickhead saying?
Moldy Faction said,
Drogas.
I am the batteries that are not included. I'll say like the last week or so, I haven't really had any one specific song stuck in my head, which has been good. But the last song I did get stuck in my head was a song that I have no idea how it got stuck in my head or why. But, actually, it's a song that we made a spoof to when we were in high school. It was a Tim McGraw song where he goes, I went skydiving. I went I went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. And we went through all that stuff. And then that one got stuck in my head, but I had our spoof stuck in my head, which was very much bullying and making fun of someone else in our class. I kept singing it in my head, and like I would come home singing the song, and I could like see my wife's eyes like judging me, like you need to be a better person. Stop thinking that. And I'm like, no.
I went skydiving, but Jeff's a dick.
So, I don't know Tim McGraw, but
Me either. He's
My
not
aunt-
from around here.
my aunts used to babysit him, and my grandfather was very close friends with Tim McGraw's father.
That's
Tub
cool.
McGraw.
Don't take the squirrel. Is that a real Tim McGraw song?
I believe the
Don't you know it,
Title.
Crispy? Don't you know it?
I know.
I think he was talking to me.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know. Have you ever talked about what you revealed to us before?
I don't think
You
I have.
to. You don't have to.
I don't think I have, but it's things like that that I'm just like, oh, don't you know?
talking about his secret family.
Not a secret family. No,
No.
not a
I
secret
guess-
family at all.
Sometimes that's just for local talk.
Well,
We
doesn't
had a-
get any worse than a $600 Nerf gun.
That's very true. That's probably one of the greatest life decisions I've ever made. By greatest, I mean worst.
From now on, that's all I'm gonna think about when I see you.
Be
Or
walking away.
Nerf guns.
Be walking away, and you're like, "That's the dude who bought a $600 Nerf gun." Really? Yeah, and he could have got it for $20 at Walmart.
It wasn't special or anything. It wasn't like gold plated or signed by a Power Ranger. It was just a fucking Nerf gun.
I wish it was signed by a Power Ranger.
I did.
Which one?
The pink Power Ranger, of course.
I would have went yellow, but
That was one heck of a breakfast this weekend, though. That was fun.
I was just telling Ashley about it the other day, and I was like, it was the most people we've ever had. It was awesome. It was fun, and we were at a good restaurant, which was good. So I'd say the only other breakfast, like food wise, that I liked better was that place that we went up here across the highway.
Oh, you discovered Gelby Burger today.
Yeah, that was so good. I was surprised. I mean, I walked out, so I finally got, oh my gosh, the people at the DOL, I finally got a temporary license plate for my wife's car. We've been driving around with expired out of state tabs for the last like 2 months because we bought the car when we were in Arizona. It was registered in Arizona. We moved up here, and they said, if you wait until the tabs expire, you won't have to pay taxes because it will have been registered in your name for a full year. But if you come within 1 year, you'll have to pay Washington state taxes on the car. And it was like, even though I've already paid taxes in Arizona, and they said yes. So we waited until we were able to do it so we wouldn't have to pay taxes on it again. And I went in, and the lady who told me that I wouldn't have to pay taxes was like, I need you to pay taxes. And I was like, why? And she was like, because when I moved to Arizona, it's not like they took my Washington ID and cut it up and said, this isn't valid anymore. I got an Arizona driver's license, but I still had my Washington driver's license. So when I moved back here, my Washington driver's license is valid through 2027. So I've been using that driver's license. And I showed her that driver's license. And she was like, this was issued in 2020. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, so this was issued before you bought the car. Therefore, you were a resident of Washington when you bought the car. So you have to pay Washington state taxes. And I was like, well, here's my Arizona driver's license to prove that I was a resident there. And she goes, I already know that you were a resident of Washington. I can't do this. And I go, so if I go get a brand new driver's license issued today to prove that I'm today a resident and wasn't then. And she goes, well, I've already seen your face and I know who you are. And we're going to make notes on your account so you can't do it. And I was livid. I was so angry. I left before I said stupid things or got angry because I was internally upset, but I'm one of those people who will like, my brother-in-law has said things like, you HR the hell out of people, Steven.
I'm getting a little frustrated just hearing about it.
Yeah. And so I was just like, well, I'm going to look into this a little bit further. Thank you for the knowledge. I guess I was misinformed when I went through this. I'll be back with the proper documentation and I'll be able to help you out. She's like, yeah, if you bring everything back, it'll be fine. And I was like, I fully understand that. In the meantime, if you don't mind double checking for me, she goes, well, I know I'm doing my job right. And I go, by all means, I know you do that, but I just registered another vehicle about a month ago at a different place, and they were able to do this no problem. So there's got to be something. She goes, well, I don't know what they were able to do, but I'm doing my job correctly, and they were wrong. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, have a nice day. I'll be back. So, like, I come back a month later, and I was finally able to get it done without paying the taxes. And I actually talked to the people today, and they're like, oh yeah, she's no longer with us. And in my head I had like this little victory, like, yes, she's gone.
Please tell me she was fired and didn't quit with like no animosity.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell me it was like fired out of anger.
I'll tell you that, but I don't actually know if it's true. But we can believe
See,
it.
anytime I have to do that whole lawyer talk or customer service speak, and I'm getting angry, I silently say in my head the beginning of the sentence that I leave out, listen, bitch, and then I continue.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And so, anyways, today I got it done, and I walked out, and I felt victorious. So I was like, you know what? I deserve a burger. And I just turned to my left, and I saw Galbi
God,
burger.
it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you said, it's very inconspicuous.
Mm-hmm. I was taken back by it was like the Galbi burger, and it was like a Korean hamburger, and I was like, what does that even mean? So I went in and asked them, and I was like, all right, sounds good, let's try it. And I asked what I was the only one person there, and so
It's never been.
I always strike up a conversation, and I'm just like, well, what's your favorite burger? What do you like about it? Tell me about this. And all right, cool. I was like, cool, give me that. What else is popular? Garlic fries. Cool, give me those. All right, and then let's go. And they made it and brought it out, and I got some stickers from them, and it was delicious. I really liked it.
They also have that whatever soda they got.
Yes, stubborn soda.
Yeah, with like the cane sugar instead of the small batch cola. They got that their cherry cola in there is pretty good.
They have
All I'm hearing is like Washington hipster over and over again.
No, it's just a burger joint that's got some good soda.
it's
Small
it's a burger.
batch fucking soda pops.
Yeah.
I want it made in like the guy down the street shed. If he makes more than 17 bottles in a year, that's too big for my ass.
Yeah, it's some good soda pop. That's for sure.
It is good soda pop.
Mhm.
I told
Too
Ethan,
good for mainstream great value brand bullshit soda.
Shane, I told Ethan he should get a job at Dick's because they pay like $25 an hour.
Dang.
They put you through school, and they're hiring at all locations right now.
I really thought that was going to a joke. Because they paying. Where was that going?
Ethan's looking for. Ethan just joined us up here 15 minutes down the road. Ethan rules EDC, and he's looking for part-time work until he goes full-time at Boeing. And I was like,
And
dude.
the first thing you thought was dicks?
So he starts looking it up, and I was like, careful, Ethan, because Ethan is, bless his heart, still a very young, naive 19-year-old boy. And I was like, Ethan, don't look up dicks. I was like, it's dicks.
We were at
Type
brunch.
out the full name.
We were at brunch and I tried to get Ethan to look up Penn Island. And I
Yeah.
was like, you're up north here now. I was like, have you checked up the islands up north? And he was like, no. And I was like, you should check out Penn Island. And he starts to type it in, and Steve Clare's like, don't make him do that. Don't make him do that.
Claire busted you.
And I was like, that would have been so good.
Oh man, he's 19. He can handle seeing a whole fucking island of dicks.
Oh, that was funny.
By the time I was 19, I already saw all the mainstays of the day.
Of course.
The shock sites were big back then.
Yeah.
Goodyear doesn't. I don't know. Oh,
Goodyear doesn't pay 25 an hour.
yeah. Most places don't pay like that around here, Shane. It's just the drive-in. That's what they're known for. Is they're always expanding. They don't have a lot of turnover. So when they are hiring, it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, they pay like top wages. Because they were a good year in Bama. I will be in the great state of Alabama in 4 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 4 days.
Nice.
For 5 days.
You're gonna be in Alabama for 5 days?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
this is when you start your like long road trip, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be in. I'm flying into Atlanta on Sunday, driving to Huntsville, staying the night with the dudes, with Vince or hanging out with Vince and Grateful Panic and Shane Jane. And then I'm driving to Montgomery, Alabama for 3 days. And then driving back to Atlanta and flying home.
Are you gonna get some hot chicken?
I'm sure I will. I also want to try Buc-ee's for the first time. Vince has like
So you can get some fucking gas pump fucking bacon?
Yeah. No, Vince has like 8 different dinners planned. It's like we're going here for dinner, then we're going here for dinner, then we're going here for dinner, then we're going here for dinner. I don't need to experience all of Huntsville in the 9 hours I'm going to be there.
Is this Semper Fi EDC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Semper Fi EDC guy.
So you're gonna have a pack of cats following you around.
Yep. Hobbs and Mr. Patches and I don't know what the third one's name is.
I fully expect when I meet Vince for the first time, him to be one of those people that has like a leash for his cat and has his cat like on his shoulder,
He
Like-
would. He absolutely would.
carrying his cat around.
I have a neighbor that walks their cat on a leash. I see him on my security camera all the time.
Go on, Donnie.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know, Donnie, I might actually end up being out in your neck of the woods not too long when my what would my cousin's daughter relation. My second cousin?
It's your first cousin.
No,
No,
she's my
second cousin. Yes, because there's one removal. So
Safe
first
in
removal.
Alabama?
Yeah, second cousin. It's your
No.
second cousin.
She lives in Iowa. Iowa borders Nebraska, right? Yeah, she lives in Iowa, right across from the border. You're close to the border, right? Because they go into Omaha a lot, I think. No. Well, kind of. She is kind of old and rich. But I think I will be going out there before too long for my cousin's wedding. And if it's that close, I'll find out where she lives.
Des Moines. It's like South Central.
Let's see. She lives in.
I could name all of the states' capitals.
Please don't.
Right. I'm
There
just
is no
saying,
hesitation.
I could right now if I was quizzed. That's all I was gonna say because I had a map of them in front of me. Not that I was going to.
Oh, that was you had that ready to go.
Yes, it did. Please don't.
Well,
All right, let's see here.
I was saving it for when you guys started giving directions again, but
No, we're not going to do that. Okay, let's see here.
That's why it's good to have like Cole up here, because Cole would normally be in the chat with everyone else, thinking and saying what they want us to hear, but he can just do it right like that.
Let's see here.
what time is it for you guys? Are you guys on some weird ass time?
No,
No,
we're-
Pacific Standard Time.
yeah, Pacific Standard, so it's 10:45 almost.
Oh, okay. Same as us right now.
Yeah. You guys, we'll jump back and then you'll be an hour ahead. So we just sprung forward and lost an hour. But we'll fall back and lose an hour and you guys will stay the same. But
Donnie, she's in Atlantic, Iowa. I don't think that's too far from you, right? See if I can find it on the map. Maybe. I don't know. You Atlantic. An hour away. Or like 45 to an hour, yeah.
it's not bad.
So yeah, if I end up making it out there, for sure. New Haven is a nice city, Palmer.
Yeah.
Palmer, I'll actually, I don't know Connecticut geography too well, but I'll be in Waterbury before the end of the year. Which is right next
Don't
to
go, most of the way across the country to meet up with underage folk.
Wait for someone to say that. I just admitted it on. Show up. Why don't you have a seat right over here? I'm Chris Hansen. I was just here to hang out.
I was coming to give you a ride to school.
What do you got in the bag there, sir?
I just wanted to
bunch of knives.
A bunch of knives. I've got a YouTube channel. It's my thing.
Yeah. No, I met him through YouTube. We talk knives.
I met him through, social media, like you do.
Yeah.
Waterbury is a shithole. I've been there 3 different times. The company I work for owns another company that's in Waterbury, so I have to go back there every once in a while. And then one of my best friends lives in East Hartford.
Connecticut?
Yeah.
Nice.
Man, I'm trying to convince my friend Tommy to come on, do a live stream with me at some point.
Is his last name Bahama?
Starts with a B, but it's not Bahama. Yeah, that dude would be
I think the live streams need to have a Hawaiian shirt day.
Hawaiian shirt day. I can do that.
Yeah.
Like just across the board. Like we'll have to talk to Knife Tube's schedule, Scott,
Yeah,
and have him arrange Hawaiian shirt days.
I mean, we had pizza.
Maybe once a month or something.
With the exception of Cole, because Cole's always wearing something funky. Cole should just wear like all black. Like Tri-State EDC Cole.
No,
Because he's always wearing bright, funky colors. Just he just be like monotone and use his real voice.
he'll never. That funny will never do that. That imposter of a man will never do that. Yeah, I'm gonna be all over this country this year.
Have you been to all 50 states already? Like in your life?
No, I've not been through the central. I have a map pulled up here. I've never been to North or South Dakota, Wyoming, or Nebraska or Kansas.
So you missed the whole cheese belt.
Yeah, I've been to every other state except for those couple. It's been forever, but I grew up as a youngster. I was born in North Carolina and then lived in Pennsylvania until I was 5 or 6. I think I was 6 when I moved here, 5 or 6. When I lived in Pennsylvania, we went all up and down from Maine down to Florida all the time. We traveled the East Coast like crazy. I've been all through there, and then I had never been through the South until I went on the road trip, the Blade Show. And we drove. I basically drove the entire western, southern part of the country from Washington through Oregon, through California, then over to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and then into Georgia.
I think I've only been in 5 states.
And 4 of them were altered. Me and Gary were
That's
talking
putting it
about
lightly.
me and Gary, I don't know if you guys saw that poll that Gary put up on his community page about
Well, it had to be censored.
did it?
Sure.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Gary posting his poll. Penis.
Yeah, if you don't understand something that Cole says, it had to have been a dick reference at some point. But
I talk way too much about dicks. Subconscious or something. Freudian thing.
he hasn't seen his ball in 25 years. But no, Altered. We brought up he brought up the movie Altered States, and that's a hell of a movie. If you guys haven't seen it, it's old. It kind of stands the test of time, but it's a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
I don't think I've seen that one either. Altered States.
Speaking of one that kind of lives up, I rewatched Soylent Green recently.
Oh yeah, that's a good flick.
That was still, enough to keep my attention, and that's about as good as a movie gets nowadays.
Yeah.
I saw my first new movie that I had seen in a while. I went and saw Ghostbusters, the new one, Frozen Empire. What it's called?
The new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the newest one. It was it's good if you go into it just wanting to have a fun movie. It's good. Now, if you go in to critique it and all the plot holes and ridiculousness of it, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's a good fun movie though. And what was the first time me and the missus and the little one had gone to a movie together in years. And it was a good flick though. But the best thing out of it is I finally saw the trailer for Beetlejuice 2.
I'm excited.
There's going to be a Beetlejuice 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Winona Ryder's in it.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Woo! That's cool.
Now, I haven't looked at anything about it, but there's a funeral scene in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if it's got to be Alec Baldwin passed away, because he ain't acting in any movies anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Alec Baldwin isn't in it. And they didn't show Alec Baldwin at all. They showed everyone else except for Alec Baldwin.
Okay. Why isn't Alec Baldwin in any movies? I'm joking.
Because he a dummy.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm excited to see, and I just saw. I mean, it's out now, but it's already made a decent amount of money. The new Godzilla and Kong team up.
I will eventually see it. I love those type of movies.
It's one that I'm not going to see in theaters, but I'm excited to see it because I think it's cool. And I like.
I just want to see him wreck shit.
Yeah,
that's what I love.
it.
I love it's just these giant monsters just beating the crap out of each other and beating the crap out of stuff, and something that will never happen, but really cool. And so I really, really like that. I did see the second Dune. We went and saw it at the Boeing IMAX theater, the actual IMAX theater.
Yeah.
Buddy got me tickets to go for my birthday, and so we went down and saw it there. That was awesome. That was so good.
Yeah.
It's all Dune.
Oh, is it?
So is that?
That's
Oh.
cool. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I can't get an angle on it. It's upside down and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beetlejuice looks
That's
pretty.
the litany against fear.
Okay. Nice.
Anxiety and panic attacks. It felt fitting.
I told you she was following it.
I was looking at that too. John Malkovich is priceless. I told you she was following.
Last time I went to a movie theater, that was a long time ago. It was when Kick-Ass came out.
Oh, that was such a good flick.
That was a while ago.
Wow. That reminds me of another movie that I just recently watched. I think maybe they came out around the same time in a movie that I think is still holds up. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah.
That movie's just fun.
It's
That's
exactly-
stupid fucking fun.
Yes, everything about it. I love everything about it.
Plus, it's got
Yeah.
all that like Washington hipster crap you love.
I couldn't be further from a hipster, man. I don't even know what a hipster is, really. I just don't think I am one.
Cole would
That's
be
because
walking
you were
around.
you were a hipster before it was cool, right?
Cole would be walking around Washington, and he'd see like hipsters, and he'd be like, "Stevie, why can't you be like these normal people over here?"
It's because I said artisanal soda.
No, you said small batch.
Small batch.
Small batch. That's right. Right. Oh,
That, and I just imagine like probably 87% of Washington State is hipsters. Like, you got to have some like 97-year-old hipsters there.
oh, yeah. I mean, it's it's not as bad as Portland. I'll tell you that.
It's very true. It's not nearly as bad as
It's not
Portland.
nearly as bad. And
Well,
I still
Portland said the same about you.
No, Portland likes to claim everything about them is better than Seattle.
Our hipsters are of higher quality.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, and Portland's changed a lot in the last couple of years, but when Portlandia came out, they absolutely nailed the essence of Portland. Fred Armisen and Gary Blaustein, like, they were perfect with it, just with the way it started, with the dream of the 90s are alive in Portland. It was spot on.
Yeah, Portland is still a city. It's just not a good city anymore.
It's literally, I mean, you go into downtown and there's just like a dark cloud of just like, I'm not like a vibes kind of guy, but you get a bad vibe when you go into downtown Portland at this point. You go into like the Pearl District, which used to be like the funnest, most awesome place to go. It's just, it's dark.
It's like what happened to like New Orleans and Bourbon Street area after Katrina. Like, people get shot and stabbed there all the damn time now, but they still have, tons of tourists running around. And last time I went down there, like, it just felt off, Like, you could see people being a bit more shady,
Oh, yeah, I mean, it
more
was
reserved.
heading towards trending downwards, but then when like there was just nonstop riot after riot after riot after riot, and Antifa, and I don't even care what side people are on. It's just it was a hotbed. And then up here in the Pacific Northwest, the cops, got basically all their power taken away, so you can't arrest anybody anymore
Nope.
or stuff. And it's just lawlessness, and it's attracted. What's happened is it's just attracted the fringes of society, now we have a lot of. So I thought I was using the politically correct term the other day because I had been corrected on this before. One time I called someone, I was like, man, all this homelessness is crazy. And they said, you don't say homeless. They are the unhoused. Okay. So I was like, the unhoused.
That's rephrasing the same word, but okay.
Yeah. So it gets even worse, though. You are no longer unhoused. You are experiencing homelessness. That's a real thing. The people who are experiencing homelessness. So they're homeless. No, they're experiencing homelessness.
Yet they don't have a house, so they are without home.
And look, that is the very minority of people around here. It really is, but there's also a lot of them that are like that. When I was corrected, it said experiencing homelessness. I was like, that's not a thing. They're like, oh, it's a thing.
Here we still have them go by bum.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they were for years. They were just bums.
Or hobo, tramp.
Yeah, so it has now, and like there's some parts of Oregon where like if you're experiencing homelessness, you can get on assistance and get like $1,500 a month, and all drugs are legal.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say all drugs are now decriminalized.
Yeah,
all drugs are now decriminalized in Oregon, so there's nothing stopping people from. You still can't legally purchase them in certain areas, but if you get them through illegal means,
there's places you can go to use them.
Yep, there's places you can go that will allow you safely to use them. Which they did the same thing in New York in like the 80s. They had like safe needle houses and stuff like that and everything. And the theory behind it is, I fully understand the theory behind it. On paper, it looks like it's going to work. It didn't work then. It hasn't worked in other countries. I mean, Canada tried it in Vancouver or whatever, and it didn't work.
Dude, Vancouver is the worst of all cities. But I mean, three of the greatest cities, in my opinion, for the longest time were Vancouver, BC, Seattle, Portland. The three of them are horrible now, but
yeah,
I think Portland's bad. Downtown Vancouver is the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I watched not that everything on the internet is true or whatnot, but I watched
I'd pit Tucson against any of them.
Oh, yeah. It's got nothing, trust me. But I watched a video of a guy who goes to these cities and tries to explain when it happened and what happened. It was a YouTube video about it. And he did the Vancouver, BC one. And he's like, they drove down the street and you saw like 90% of the people are all hunched over. Like they can't stand up straight because of the drugs they've taken and how it's affected their body and what's going on. And he was like, they were walking along the street and they would see like, there's someone right there having an overdose. There's someone right there having an overdose. And then they would interview someone and they were like, oh, 2 days ago, someone died right here. And the city's not doing anything. And I was like, man, that is.
No, they got it. That's not. They hand out Narcanon, for everyone, just so like, oh, he's overdosing, give him some, roll him over.
Mm-hmm.
Narcan's pretty much a miracle drug.
Yeah,
like,
that's essentially.
It's amazing how far gone someone can be on heroin and come back with Narcan.
Is that basically what John Travolta gives Uma Thurman in?
No, that's an adrenaline shot to the heart.
That's what that was. They're not the same thing.
No.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's sad, really, to see how far some of these cities have come. And like we can joke about it, or we can not necessarily joke. But we can talk about it, but it does kind of.
We can joke about it too. Might not be in good taste, but we can do it.
Yeah, we can. But it does suck to see people who are so helpless and like the government systems around them or the powers that be around them, whatever it may be, kind of turn a blind eye to helping. And then what happens is the culture becomes bitter and very guarded towards the people. And then you see the culture saying, oh well, it's just like I joked earlier and said Arizona trash bag. Like that becomes the culture of like, well, it's just there, it's garbage, it's this,
Mhm.
and then there's no help. And so like
Phoenix is really bad with that. There's a lot of homeless in Phoenix.
But I don't have a fix, but it sucks to see that there is no fix, and it's like, man, we've got no solution for people who won't help themselves.
Yeah, it's a never-ending cycle, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is crazy. Chinese fentanyl has done wonders for big cities.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's just a shit show, that fentanyl.
Yeah, fentanyl is no fun at all to anyone. It's
I
not
It's the good old days when people were getting zonked on Xan bars.
Right. Or sniffing bath salts. You know. You know.
turning into zombies and eating.
Yeah. Remember the old days?
Beats fentanyl.
Absolutely. Look, I've had the discussion with my daughter and her friends. I don't know how many times. Like, I'm not condoning drug use of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever you do, don't do anything that is anywhere close to fentanyl.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that shit, it scares the shit out of me. I do know someone, a fairly close coworker, whose daughter was a straight-laced, for the most part, goody two-shoes that went to a party one night. And, what's the college town out there?
Pullman?
No,
Bozeman. Oh, yeah, Bozeman.
And went to a party and thought she was, I don't know what she thought she was doing, but it wasn't fentanyl. It turns out it was laced with fentanyl. And the first time she did something, overdosed.
Yeah.
And it was also like, I mean, maybe she could have gotten help, but the people were scared and like didn't know what to do also. So it took longer for them to, but you hear about that shit way too often.
That's one of the things that's amazing about all the legal weed nowadays, because it was always a big problem. You had to be really careful where you got your weed, because like it was always being fucking laced with angel dust and shit.
Right.
And
Debo's chicken coop.
Like the other thing with like pretty much everyone at some point in their younger days is going to buy some weed. But the problem with that is everyone to do that had to get to know some shady dealers, and that put them right there with the other stuff. And that's how all my well, not all of them, like half of my friend group got fucking addicted to meth.
Mm-hmm.
Like now that people aren't being drawn to those folks through pot, that's at least a saving grace for the time being.
Yeah.
We've covered the spectrum of topics from parking lot bacon to fentanyl.
We've done
And
quite
Gary's
the rounds.
poll.
Yeah.
Gary's poll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we have hit about the 2-hour mark, which is kind of crazy. These go fast. These go really fast. Like they're slow starting, and then you'll get to a point, and it just coasts, and then hey, we're at 2 hours now, which is kind of something, which is nice. So,
Yeah. When they go by quick, that's when you've been having just good conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Takes
true.
me about 20 minutes to warm up, like shake off all the nerves and stuff. Quit stuttering.
Yeah.
Well, as much.
Cool. Cole, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for jumping on, Stevie. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
We'll see y'all
soon.
next time.
Are you going to go live again next Tuesday or Wednesday?
I'll probably do next Wednesday. Yeah, I'll probably, or actually no, this Wednesday actually depends on my schedule. I don't remember.
And you
what I-
wonder why I don't know when your fucking stream is.
I'll probably go Wednesday 9:15 is when I'm trying to do it. The late night Insomniacs after Sharif on Tuesday was when I initially started to, but that was just taking way too much out of me.
Yeah, that gets rough.
Yeah, and so like Wednesday 9:15 seemed to be a decent spot. It's after Roll Shambo. There isn't really a ton of stuff going on typically, so it seemed to be a decent spot. So I'll probably try and stick to that Wednesday at 9:15 for us, which is late for other people. But I mean, when I was doing 11 to 2 a.m. for them, it was
Right.
2 a.m. to
5
4
a.m.
a.m., which is crazy. So yeah, so this is a much better time spot, I think, for a lot of people. So I'll probably keep doing this. But yeah, thank you everybody who's in the chat. Appreciate the conversation, and we'll see y'all next time.
See y'all soon.